What is up, you guys? My name is Elias and I love movies. So about a week ago, me, my wife, and our 3 kids ended up traveling to her my brother-in-law's house because it was his wife's birthday. My brother-in-law also has a pretty big movie collection, but he's starting to go digital. So while we were there for the weekend, he started going through his whole entire movie collection, trying to decide what to get rid of. He told me that he was going to get rid of most of everything and try to sell it at a pawn shop, but before he did that, he told me that I should go ahead and pick out a few things that I wanted. Naturally, I wanted to take every single item that he had, but of course I'm not gonna do that, especially because half of the stuff I already had. But I was really excited having the opportunity to literally grab whatever it is that I wanted. And I am happy to say that I got a pretty good amount of titles that I'm very happy to finally have. 1, 2, 3.
Get a movie house!
Alright, so I got this awesome stack right here to show you guys. What do you say we go ahead and go through them? Alright, so the first title that I went ahead and got from my brother-in-law's collection is I Am Sam. I haven't seen this movie in many years, but the only reason I got it is because my wife absolutely loves this movie. It's one of her favorites. Sean Penn plays a mentally challenged dad who is trying to fight custody for his daughter, who is played by Dakota Fanning. I'm not sure how you guys feel, but I strongly believe that Dakota Fanning as a kid actor was amazing. Michelle Pfeiffer is also in this movie. She plays the attorney that is trying to help him out. It's just one of those heartwarming, feel-good movies about a person that's struggling to get something that he believes he deserves. Does that make sense? The next thing that I picked out is Tomb Raider 1 and 2. I personally love these movies. I used to watch them all the time when I was younger. Not only do I think these movies are a lot of fun, but I've said in previous videos that I'm not much of a gamer, but I did play for a very long time Tomb Raider on the first PlayStation. And I also believe that Angelina Jolie was like perfectly casted for this. Not only is she a really good action star, and not only does she play a really good badass, but she looks exactly like Lara Croft. And as a teenager, I had a big crush on Lara Croft, even though she's like a fictional character. So seeing Angelina Jolie bring her to life was amazing. Next up is Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. I know like 99% of people in the world don't like either one of the Fantastic Four movies. Yeah, superhero movies these days are a lot better than they used to be. But I personally got this one for my kids and I'm sure they will absolutely love it. Most of the superheroes movies that were created years ago were created for younger audiences. Not like the superhero movies that we have now that are created for like older, more mature audiences. This movie is rated PG. Keep that in mind. But like I said, I got it for my kids and I'm sure they will absolutely love it. They haven't seen it yet, so I'm really excited to show it to them. Next up is Tai Chi Master. I haven't seen this movie. I honestly don't know anything about it. I know there is another movie that came out years before this one with the same title, I believe. But I have heard that it has awesome choreographed fights, which I'm always excited to see. And of course it has Jet Li, so how can you go wrong with that? If you guys have seen this, please let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I don't know anything about it, but I am very excited to check it out. Next up is The Mask, and what I believe might just be one of Jim Carrey's best role. I mean, seriously, why can't he make movies like this anymore? Everything about this movie is absolutely awesome. I love all the cartoon references. I love all the movie references. I mean, Jim Carrey literally plays like 20 different characters, from cartoons to actors in movies. I mean, everything. He just does it all and he does it perfect. I absolutely love everything about this movie. It never gets old to me. And my kids haven't seen this either. I'm sure there's a few scenes that might creep them out a little bit, but at the same time, I'm sure they'll enjoy it. Next up is The Proposal, starring Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. I'm not a big fan of Ryan Reynolds, but I actually like him in roles like this. And in this movie, Sandra Bullock is like a big bully. She's one of those really mean bosses that nobody ever likes. There comes the day where she is threatened to lose her job because she's not a legal citizen in the United States. She is Canadian and there is a possibility that she might have to move back to her country, which means she would lose her job. She ends up telling everyone that she and Ryan Reynolds are engaged to be married. But of course Ryan Reynolds goes along with it. They end up taking a trip to Alaska to meet his family and try to convince everyone that they are in fact getting married. Share what you want to say about this movie. I enjoy it very much. I think it's hilarious, and like I said, I'm not a big Ryan Reynolds fan, but I like him in these roles. Next movie is another Sandra Bullock title, and it's The Blind Side. Why I didn't own this movie before, I have no idea. I do have to change this because that rental thing is really getting on my nerves. Not much that I can say about this movie that hasn't been said before. Very inspirational. I'm not a big sports guy, but I do like sports movies, and this is definitely one to check out. I'm not by all means a fan of parody movies, but there are a few that I can't help but love. Robin Hood, Men in Tights is definitely one of those. Mel Brooks just knows how to make a really good comedy, and this is one of them. This movie is like beyond stupid. Everything in this movie is idiotic and silly, but entertaining at the same time. Everything in this movie is a big giant joke, and I love the fact that parody movies like this are very aware of themselves, and I think that's one thing that is very important whenever you want to pull off a parody. Absolutely love this movie. I love Mel Brooks and everything that he does. Very excited to revisit this. Speaking of idiotic, stupid parody movies that are awesome, I ended up picking out Airplane. This movie literally has everything for everyone, and it is hilarious. Like I said about Robin Hood, Men in Tights, it's stupid in every single way, but it works. Everything is exaggerated. Everything is a pun to something else. Everything is sarcastic. It's just one stupid thing after another, and it's also filled with so many likable characters. It also has a bunch of one-liners that pretty much work whenever. If you guys are big fans of comedies and you have not seen this, I highly recommend you check it out. Even though it's not really for everyone, it's still something worth checking out. The next movie is also a comedy. I ended up picking out Beer Fest, which is awesome. This movie taught me a lot of drinking games, so if you want to learn some drinking games, go ahead and check this out. Didn't mean to poke you there, sorry. It's just a funny comedy about a group of guys that are trying to win a drinking competition. Pretty much what the title suggests. Beer Fest. The things that these friends go through to prepare themselves for the competition is hilarious, it's inspirational, it's awesome. But this movie can also be very dangerous because it's really hard to watch this movie without drinking. Trust me, I've never done it. I will say that this movie isn't for everyone, but if you drink beer and enjoy drinking beer, and enjoy movies about beer, and enjoy stupid, awesome comedies, then this movie is for you. Aside from Fantastic Four, I did pick up another superhero movie that I specifically got for my kids. And I also got it so I can rewatch it and prepare myself for Ben Affleck's Batman. And that movie is, of course, Daredevil. I used to watch this movie years ago and I really enjoyed it. Most of the problems that I have with this movie is pretty much the fighting and the villains. The villains didn't really feel that convincing to me. But aside from that, it's not that horrible of a film, and I'm actually excited to have it in the collection. I feel like this stack is never gonna end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 DVDs and 2 Blu-rays left. Next up is August Rush. If you guys have not seen this, because most people don't talk about it, oh my god, do you need to check it out. If this movie doesn't affect your emotions in some sort of way, then you might not have a heart. This movie is about an orphan who has never known his parents, and with the power of music and with the love of music, he decides to go searching for his parents. His parents are no longer together, and they too have never really seen each other throughout the course of this little boy's life. I feel like anyone that really enjoys music can enjoy this movie because music takes a big part in this. And I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, there's this one scene towards the end where every single time I watch this movie, it almost has me in tears. Almost. Okay, it did have me in tears the first time, but every time after that, it's an almost. Like I said before, whenever I was talking about The Blind Side, I'm not big into sports, but I do love sports movies. I went ahead and got We Are Marshall. I've never seen this movie, but I have been told that it's a really good inspirational story. I believe that there's a college football team that has a plane crash and like every single player dies or something like that. So this college has no football team, and Matthew McConaughey comes in and tries to put a team back together for the community. If I just butchered that story, I am really sorry. Like I said, I haven't seen it. If you guys have seen this movie, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I haven't seen it, but I'm really excited to check it out. Not big into sports, but do love sports movies. The last DVD that I ended up getting is War with Jet Li and Jason Statham. You can't go wrong with Jet Li and Jason Statham in the same movie. Jason Statham plays an FBI agent who is looking out for revenge. Jet Li plays an assassin. I mean, how awesome is that? Jet Li is literally a badass in this movie. He plays one of those characters that doesn't really have to say much because you just know he's a badass, and his facial expressions which are normally like emotionless. He just works perfectly for this type of character. It's just a really good action movie. It's a lot of fun. The only 2 Blu-rays that I got is Horton Hears a Who, which is awesome. It's a lot of fun. I saw this movie in theaters. My kids absolutely love it. My daughter's a big fan of the Dr. Seuss books and also of the drawings, and so am I. Being an artist, I love Dr. Seuss paintings, and this movie just captures that world perfectly. It has a lot of hilarious moments, and it also has a lot of emotional moments, like heartwarming, feel-good moments for the whole entire family. And the other Blu-ray that I got is Robin Hood, directed by Ridley Scott, starring Russell Crowe. This movie is very different from the Kevin Costner Robin Hood, and of course it's extremely different from Men in Tights Robin Hood. I do believe this movie got like okay reviews. I think it was split right in half between a great movie and then okay movie. I just think that Ridley Scott does a really good job not only directing Russell Crowe, but he does a really good job directing these types of movies. And I hope that he does more of these. I promise you, if you haven't seen this and you watch it, you really don't know what's gonna happen next because there's just so much to take in. Highly, highly recommend it. It's a great, epic movie that every movie lover should watch. So do yourself a favor and check it out. All done. So that's it, you guys. Those are all of the titles that I ended up getting from my brother-in-law. I mean, who doesn't love random gifts, especially when they involve things that you personally have a passion for, like movies. It is sad that my brother-in-law is going digital and he's getting rid of all of his DVDs and Blu-rays, but I can't really complain when he's giving some of them to me. You know what I mean. But thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know if you've seen any of these titles and what you think about them. As always, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Thank you for watching Gary Movie House. Like, comment, and subscribe for my videos. Peace out, homies.